You probably believe that PMO helps you in times of stress. You come home from a busy day of work and you think, shit, I'm pissed off, I'm annoyed. Work's shit, school's dumb. PMO doesn't help you with stress, even temporarily. Any stress relief that you do experience comes from your own mind. When you PMO, then you blame PMO with the stress relief that you would given yourself in your mind. The truth is that porn is just a dumb video. It's a lifeless video, a screen. It cannot change your thoughts. It cannot change stress to non-stress. What happens is you PMO, you feel relaxed mentally because you do it yourself, and then you blame the porn, and that inflates the value of porn so high such that you now view porn as something that you need in times of stress. This is ultimately what creates really strong urges, which is actually just a really strong desire for PMO. Why? Because you have inflated the value so high. Why? Because you have made this misattribution. You said, I'm going to PMO, it's gonna relieve my stress. So you PMO, you let go of your stress mentally, and then you blame the video for doing it. You think the video is some mind-boggling, maddening thing that can just take away your stress, like an aspirin takes away headache. It's totally different. What's up, man? In this video I'm gonna talk about how it happens like that and how to undo this misattribution error and then no longer feel as though you need PMO for stress relief. Because guess what? You won't feel like you need something that you know cannot help you. So I made this quick flowchart here on the screen. Let's take a look. It starts off with, I want stress relief. Quite natural. I want stress relief. Like this happens all the time in life. We all have problems in our lives. We all have our own problems, and we all feel stress. That is natural. We all feel stress. Stress is natural. Your life can be stressful. Everyone feels stress. So you feel the stress relief. So you use PMO, and then you feel an emotional reprieve. Right? You feel emotional relief due to a reprieve. But then you give porn the credit when really it was your own mind. So this might be the case of what I explained in another video, but pretty much you might be like, okay, I have had a rough day at work and I get home and I have got this social obligation later on in the evening. Like I get home from work, I don't want to go to the social obligation. I'm already pissed off. I wish there was some way for me to get out of going to the social obligation. Yes, PMO. Because if I PMO, and I used to think like this was something that I would literally do frequently. So you think to yourself, okay, well, if I PMO, and I'm going to feel like shit. And if I feel like shit, I would definitely want to go to the social obligation. I can just guilt-free just be like, no, I cannot come. That's what I would literally do, okay? It's such a strange piece of logic that you might have been going through this as well. But then I would give porn the credit. I would give porn the credit. I was the one who made that decision to PMO. I was the one who let myself be guilt-free in not going to the social obligation. But somehow, I gave PMO the credit. I thought the video was doing it. I thought that the video was somehow going inside my mind and making me feel guilt-free. Sounds stupid, right? And it blows my mind that I could fall for such a stupid thing. But there we go, okay? Alright? So that's one thing. Again, you're getting that emotional relief, you're getting that reprieve, but PMO isn't doing it. So as you can see, as we go through here, right? So this arrow points to this. This arrow points to this. The reprieve, you give PMO the credit, and then it leads to the conclusion. And what is the conclusion? False belief formed. False belief formed inside your mind. Right? And what is that false belief? Oh, porn did this. Porn is a genuine solution for times of stress, loneliness, and sadness. So what you have done there is that you have learned. And this is the human process of learning. You had a problem, and then you found a solution to that problem. And now that solution that you view in PMO, it inflates the importance of PMO so much high, right? Let me explain it to you again, okay? So you had a problem, and what was the problem? You were feeling stressed. You found a solution to that problem. And what was the solution to your problem? Watching PMO. Okay. So now the solution that you view in PMO, the solution to your problem that you view inside PMO, it what happens is it inflates the importance of PMO so much high that the next time you will be feeling stressed, the next time you will be feeling stressed out, the first option that will come inside your mind will be to watch porn, will be to do PMO. Why? Because this is the human process of learning. You simply learned before, you learned that PMO helps you with stress relief because you gave the credit to PMO. You thought the PMO, the video was doing it, but really it was your own mind. Okay. Or let's think of a proper example. Okay. For example, let's say you didn't have a warm jacket and then you bought a warm jacket. You bought one from the shop. You come back, you wear it. You think, this is warm. Next time you go out, you feel cold, but you put the jacket on and the jacket makes you feel warm. So now you remember, you learned that the jacket is your solution to coldness. What was the problem? The problem was that you were feeling cold. And how you found the solution to your problem? By using that jacket. When you wore that jacket, it made you feel warm. And now you simply learned that the jacket is your solution to coldness. So the next time you go out, you feel cold, you put the jacket on, and boom, you automatically start using the jacket over and over again. You don't even think you formed a habit of using it, using the jacket. And this is what happened. And by the way, habit does not mean compulsion. You are not compelled. You are not compelled to put on that jacket, okay? You have just learned something. And you have learned something, you could also unlearn it as well, okay? If you simply learn the truth, and that's what happens. When you learn the truth, all lies go away. This is what's going on, okay? So this is like left hand path and the right hand path, okay? So here, on the right hand path, I feel emotional relief due to a distraction. Not because of porn in and of itself, but due to a distraction. I feel emotional relief due to a distraction. But then I give porn the credit. But really it was my own mind, okay? So same thing. What is a distraction? How is a distraction different from a reprieve, okay? So a distraction is literally anything that you focus your attention on. That isn't your stressful life. So let's say I've got a really stressful life and again I've had that bad day at school and I'm really stressed out and I'm looking for a solution. I'm looking for a solution to my stress relief. So what happens is I go out, I just sit on a cafe and I drink a cup of tea. So that's a distraction, right? Because as I take that sip of tea and I focus on it, because I'm focusing on the tea, I'm no longer focusing on my stressful life. Now, the key thing is you might say to me, Ahmed, but porn is way more distracting than tea, okay? Like porn really grabs your attention. But listen, brother, the thing is, you control your attention. You choose to put your attention on PMO because you believe that PMO is this ultimate distracting, stress relieving magical tool. Once you realize that you are the one who's distracting yourself using whatever medium, it might be hot drink, it might be porn, it might be YouTube videos, it might be talking to a friend, going for a walk, going to the gym, eating food. Like you can go from having an unhealthy distraction to a healthy distraction, okay? And you think that, man, these are the costs, okay? I'm not willing to pay anymore to go into other distractions, right? So I started doing this now. So as soon as I stopped watching porn, as soon as I stopped masturbating, so now what happens is whenever I feel stressed, whenever I feel stressed out from my work, whenever I feel depressed, the first option that comes inside my mind is not PMO. It's not PMO, literally, okay? And what I do is I just guilt-free shut down my eyes and I just take long breaths, okay? And I just distract myself with my own thoughts, okay? So what happens is I just give myself a little reprieve. I just give myself a little distraction, okay? I just go forget about everything and I literally just close my eyes and I zone out like this, okay? And I just distract myself in my own thoughts. So it just gives me that little rest, okay? So what happens is I'm not doing this to replace porn. I'm not doing it to replace it, because in order to replace something, it has to be something of value, right? That you can replace. You cannot replace something that's useless. And you can only replace something that has some utility to begin with. So now I started doing this, okay? The first option that comes inside my mind is not PMO, because I understood the truth, okay? I understood that PMO is not actually relieving my stress. It's literally doing nothing to me, okay? So what happens is I do this literally, I just distract myself with my own thoughts. I just shut down my eyes, I close my eyes, and I take long breaths and I distract myself with my own thoughts, right? So it just gives me a little bit rest, a little bit of relaxation, right? So it's a healthy distraction. So when you understand that porn has no utility in terms of emotional relief, why? Because it's you doing it, okay? You now no longer view porn as a solution. And because you don't view it as a solution, you cannot replace it. It's a complete dismantling, okay? And recognize the truth of what substances can and cannot do with you, okay? Like no substance can relieve your stress, not even alcohol, not even weed, okay? This isn't something you need to believe, okay? Prove me wrong or have some counter arguments. How is it the case that physical things can distress you? Because stress is a product of your mind, okay? Think about it. Stress is a product of your mind, and all of these physical things, do you think they can make your stress to non-stress? I will give you a very simple example. Let's say, for example, for example, I'm thinking that, man, I haven't got much money in my bank account, and that's really stressing me out so much. So, how does masturbation turn that thought of, man, I don't have much money in my bank account into, oh, I have loads of money in my account. Oh, it's not that a big deal. Like, how does it do that to you? How does the lifeless video do that to you? It cannot do that, okay? It's incapable of doing that. It's not possible, okay? Think about it, okay? But because you experienced the stress relief due to the distraction, due to the reprieve, you think that, oh, it must be doing it. God knows how it's doing it, okay? But it's doing it. I'm feeling okay, it's doing it. Again, the error on the screen will have a false belief, okay? And that's the consequence. So, this is the quote that I took from a book, and this is like amazing, okay? So, you won't feel like you need what you know cannot help you. You won't feel like you need what you know cannot help you. Again, so for example, let's say it's a winter season and my hands got dry, okay? My skin is so much dry, okay? When I look at my skin and I'm like, shit, man, my hands got dry, okay? My skin has got so much dry, okay? And if I'm not gonna find a solution to my problem, my skin's gonna crack and it's gonna start bleeding, okay? So now I found a problem, and what is the problem? My skin has got dry, okay? So now I will always look for a solution to my problem, okay? So when I look around my room and I see a cream, I see a hand cream, okay? When I see that hand cream and when I read the instructions on it, the hand cream says that it can cure my dryness, right? So now I perceived the solution of my problem in that hand cream. So what happened is, as soon as I perceived the solution of my problem, which is the dry skin, in using that hand cream, what will happen is that it will inflate the importance, it will inflate the value of using that hand cream so much high that the next time whenever my skin will be dry, the first option that will come inside my mind will be to use that hand cream automatically, okay? And this is how human brain works, okay? You found a problem and then you perceive a solution in something, you perceive the solution to your problem in anything, so it inflates the value of that thing automatically, okay? So what happens is I apply that hand cream in on my skin and I really feel like it is making my skin look fresh, okay? What I did is I just learned, okay? I found a problem and then I found a solution to my problem in that hand cream. And ultimately the value, the importance of hand cream, it inflated so much high because of my own attribution, okay? Now imagine, after few days of using that hand cream, after few weeks, I get to know that, the hand cream that I was using for so many days, for so many weeks, it was not actually curing my dryness. It was instead making my problem even more worse. It was actually destroying my skin, okay? So now do you think I will be desiring to use that hand cream ever again? No, exactly. I would just stop using it. It doesn't mean that I'm compelled to use that hand cream. It doesn't mean that I'm addicted to using that hand cream. No. It's simply that I perceive the solution to my problem in that hand cream. So ultimately, I desire to use it, right? But now, the day I realized that, man, it was not helping me. It was not actually helping me. It was making my problem even more worse. It was destroying my skin. So the day I realized that, I would not desire to use that hand cream ever again, right? So the same thing, you won't feel like you need what you know cannot help you. So I will not feel like I need to use that hand cream because I realize that it is not helping me. It is making my problem even more worse, okay? So the same exact thing, okay? Now the truth is that I did voluntarily this at the same time watching porn, so I made a misattribution error. What was the misattribution error? I was making misattribution error that when I was watching porn, it relieves my stress. So I made a misattribution error which gave the substance, aka porn, credit for something it simply cannot do. Right? So the same thing, you won't feel like you need what you know cannot help you. And let's give you another simple example, okay? Imagine I love using my headphones, for example, okay? I just bought new headphones. So whenever I am stressed, whenever I feel anxious, right? So I just put on my headphones and I just start listening to nasheeds, okay? And it just makes me forget about the whole world and it makes me feel relaxed. So now I found a problem. What is the problem? I feel stressed out and I found the solution of my problem in using those headphones, right? So I just love using those headphones. Now imagine the day I broke those headphones. Let's say I'm sitting down, I just suddenly place my foot on the headphones and the headphones got broken into two pieces. So now do you think the headphones will be of my any use? Do you think I will be desiring to use those headphones ever again? No, I cannot use them now because they are of my no use. They are broken. So again, the same thing. You won't feel like you need what you know cannot help you. Like if you knew there was a pill, there was some kind of pill that could give you all of these benefits, stress relief, pleasure, and all of these things, why would you not desire to use it? Think about it, okay? Desire is not something that you automatically build. Desire always has some reasons behind it. So if you think that substances are a powerful medication for emotional problems, then of course you will be attracted to use them when you have those emotional problems ever again. If you think that there's a miracle drug that will cure all your emotional problems, you're going to have a strong preference for it. You're going to have a strong desire to use it. In fact, you would be foolish if you knew about such a drug and didn't have a strong preference for it, right? So when you make a misattribution, it just inflates the value of PMO so much high. The next time you will feel stressed out, it will motivate you to use PMO again and again because you gave the credit to PMO for something that it cannot do. It cannot make your stress to non-stress. It is just a dumb lifeless video, a screen, okay? It can literally do nothing to you, right? So once you understand this thing, once you understand this concept, you will never ever desire to use PMO the next time you will feel stress, okay? So porn is not your stress relief button, okay? Understand this concept again if you haven't understand this, okay? And it will give you freedom like this. Now this is one thing, okay? This is just one benefit that I debunked, which is the stress relief, loneliness relief, boredom relief, and this is exact same with the loneliness, boredom, and all other emotional problems as well, okay? This is the exact same thing. So this is one thing that I explained, and there are a lot of other reasons as well, like pleasure, like satisfies your sexual needs. Those are other reasons that you need to deal with. So for now, if you guys have any questions, you can ask me on WhatsApp or you can simply ask me in the comments down below and I will always respond to you, okay? It is important to ask me as many questions as you can because remember, quitting PMO is not about tactics, techniques, all of those things. It's simply about understanding, changing your perspective, okay? So hope you guys have got something from this video. And if you guys want to join my one-on-one coaching program, where we will work one-on-one with you to change your deepest beliefs and change your perspective on porn consumption completely, so you can quit within just few weeks, okay, like this. So simply click the link in the description down below and it will take you to my free training. And then later on, you can schedule a call with me and we are going to discuss the process of coaching. So hope you guys like this video. Make sure to comment, make sure to share this video with your friends who can benefit from this. And see you in the next video. Take care for now. Assalamu alaikum.